Welcome back, everybody. This is Right Man in the Wrong Place. My name is Luke Tatum, and I react to music. I'm very glad that you're here. Getting back into the Opeth catalog once again. We're going back to the Watershed album, which came out I'm highlighting the wrong thing on my document, in 2008. And this is another donation request. So Daniel, who goes by Seif, I'm going to guess that's how you say your name. I have no idea. Seif on YouTube here in the comments. Seen him. He's got that kind of Batman profile image. So he has requested that we go back to the Watershed album and we do the song Porcelain Heart. I have seen that song pop up in the comments multiple times, not just from him, but from several others. So it's obviously got to have something good going on. I have done Watershed before, and I don't remember what song title off the top of my head. Burden. We did Burden off of this album. And we did Hessian Peel. Oh, Hessian Peel was really good. So excited to get back into this and listen to some more. Daniel, thank you very much for the donation. Really, really means a lot to help kind of reinforce what we're doing here. I can buy a little piece of equipment and things to help support the channel and make things better. So without further ado, I've got the lyrics pulled up here. Let's do it. Opeth, Porcelain Heart. Before I get too far into it, I just have to say it's always a good sign when you start out with a nice drum lick, you know, I mean, just rad. I'm going to start it over. Oh, it's 8 minutes long. All right, let's do this. Double bass coming in. Nice textural stuff there with a little bit of the different textures on the cymbals. Got some really nice little exploration of the set, so to speak, and whining guitars, just kind of setting the tone. You've always got this really dark, intense stuff coming from Opeth. I did just notice for the first time, I've praised the Watershed album art in previous videos, but I did just notice it does seem like this guy is a ghost. It's like you can sort of see, I don't have a mouse cursor when I'm doing these, but you can kind of see through his back. You can sort of see like a book or something on the desk there, which I just noticed for the first time. So anyway, that's cool. Side note. Mixing on the drums is really good too. It's moving around. It's just like emerging into an empty house, like the kind of like what's next sort of vibe. Piano, very nice, very nice.
Lost all I had that April day. I turned to my friends, nothing to say. I wrote down the name and read it twice. I wallowed in the shame.
It's like a not quite a Mike Portnoy type thing. Mike Portnoy, the drummer for Dream Theater. He's kind of the reason I got into prog. You could say, well, depending on how far back you go, really, but different story for a different day. That little, the really high pitched kind of ting ting kind of cymbal effects. Mike Portnoy a lot will work in these little, ding, just kind of out of place notes into some of his complicated drum work, and it's a lot of fun. I like that. It's not used in a fun way here, but it's tasteful. I like it. It's a variation, and it keeps the drums feeling fresh and interesting. So I like that. Um, Another thought that I had is this method of singing. Well, it's really the structure of the first verse here, where he says "I," and then comes in and says the rest of the line of lyrics. Really, artistic, very very effective, because what it's doing to me is it's creating this kind of isolation, right? I, it's kind of breathy, like I, and it just hangs there. And then the lyrics, right? I lost all that I had. I turned to my friends. That's the some of the lyrics, and I dig it because it creates this feeling of trepidation, this feeling of uncertainty, and this person, whoever I is in the song, has obviously been through a lot. That's obvious from the first verse. And they have maybe even a demolished sense of self. I'm not sure if that's true. I don't know what happens in the song, but just, it's left them broken and battered and bruised and unsure, even if they have a cohesive identity. At least that's how I'm hearing it. So let's start a little bit back. You just wanted me to listen to that drum bit there, didn't you? Really interesting, kind of shifting out of phase with the rest of the band. It's really intense.
I said that I loved eternal schemes. I cling to my past like childish dreams. I promise to stay and held my breath. I went far away.
Okay, I'm gonna catch that transition again. A couple of things I have to say. So this isolated I is happening again. By the way, it's raining and we have like a winter storm and the winds gusting. I have no idea if it's really noisy in the recording. If so, I apologize. But this second verse. So I said that I loved eternal schemes. I cling to my past like childish dreams. So to me, what I get out of that verse is, it's like I said that I loved, the next line, I cling to my past, right? And so there's a sense, at least I'm reading this into the song, that the first line he sets an expectation. The second line, he fails that, right? Because he clings to his past rather than letting it go and embracing this other person, loving this other person fully. He's stuck in his past, right? And then lines 3 and 4, I promised to stay, I went far away. So he sets an expectation and then does not deliver on that. And so, again, right, I'm sort of saying the same thing, but I cling to my past is the failure. I went far away as the failure. And those sort of go together, right? He clings to his past. That drew him to another place. He said that he loved someone or something. He promised to stay with them. And those are the things that he said, but couldn't deliver on. Very interesting. That's a very well written little line of poetry. Okay, let's catch that sweet transition that I don't really know what's going on with yet.
I went far away.
Again, no instruments at all right there. It was really cool. Got kind of a train sort of a sound to the drums here. Yeah, it's like this sense of like inevitability, a train rolling down the tracks. My head maybe is still stuck in the Proto Men album that I did a reaction to several days ago. But that's what I hear. The riding on the double bass, dugga dugga dugga, and then you've got the ride. Well, the bell of the cymbal being tapped on offbeats and all that. It's good. It sounds like a train though. It sounds like maybe the traveling away is happening here musically. I was ready for like such a breakdown right there. This has got to be like thinking of the person he left behind, like a listless, recalling what was.
I see roots beneath my feet, led me through wastelands of deceit. Rest your head now, don't you cry. Don't ever ask the reason why.
Beautiful singing. I'm pausing a lot on this song, but I really do appreciate the vocal control, the intentionality of the vocals in this particular song. You've got the created vulnerability with the I thing I talked about before. You've got this, kind of hurt sound here in this last verse. Icy roads beneath my feet lead me through wastelands of deceit. Rest your head now, don't you cry. Don't ever ask the reason why. You see, I'm not sure. who we're dealing with now. This seems to be a completely different scene, so to speak. Really cool.
Kept inside our idle race, ghosts of an idol's false embrace. Rest your head now, don't you cry. Don't ever ask the reason why.
I think that was it. Okay, yeah. Wow, yeah. I mean, what a jam. The bit that I described as being a train that comes in, full steam ahead, so to speak, using my own metaphor here. And then you have the excessively, toned down segment, and then you have the train again. So perhaps a a stop along a route, right? A transition to another train, that kind of thing. For some reason, this feels very well. There's icy roads, the lyric "icy roads." I guess that's what's giving me this idea of a wintry train, like a train cutting through the ice and snow and severe weather, and going to a faraway place. That that's very evocative, like not just from the lyrics, but the musicality is very evocative of that idea. And it's a cool mental image, right? It's very cool, very cool. The This may be one of my favorite Opeth songs because that was such a nice layered soundscape to kind of be in. And this song, I would say more than a lot of Opeth, is giving me kind of, mental images. I won't turn this into a whole video. I don't really see pictures in my brain. So when I use that term, I'm just using it because it's in the common tongue. Okay. But ideas, I do get ideas and emotional context from this that not all songs can deliver. Right? This is a very vivid image of what's happening, even though, as usual, I don't have character names. I don't have like a whole plot really in front of me here. I just sort of I can feel like the context, like I can feel this as though someone else is describing a dream to me. if someone else describes their dream to you, you can't get what the dream is about, right? Because you haven't lived their life. You don't know how their mother treated them. You don't know, you know nothing. You're some random stranger that you meet somewhere on an airplane or a train, or at a bus stop, or something like that. Temporarily, if they just walked up to you and started describing a dream, you only get the barest sense of what that would be to that person. But if they're good at using language, which Opeth clearly is, then you can get a picture from that. You can get an evocative sense of what that might have been in some sense, right? So it's enough of a vivid image that this all just coheses really, really nicely. I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. This is really good. Okay. Too long, didn't read. This is awesome, right? Really, really enjoyed that song. Really enjoyed that. So, maybe I should not pick favorite Opeth songs. Maybe that's not a good idea since I'm still relatively only scratching the surface. But Daniel, thank you again for the donation request. I know you've got a couple more. I am only going to get to this one today, so I am not sure when I'm getting anything else out this week. This week's a little crazy, but be sure to check the link below if you have another donation request, or if anyone else has a donation request, please check it out. I will prioritize donation requests just because y'all are the ones helping support the channel. So really, really appreciate y'all. As always, the right man in the wrong place can make all the difference in the world. I'll see you next time.